Some of my earliest memories of Madonna is when being here in the building all the time, always working, always practicing. She'd be roaming the building, singing her tunes, and looking for other musicians to work with.
She was nice, she was cute, she was friendly, you know, she had a nice personality. If you saw her in the elevator, she would talk to you.
I said, so, like, what do you do? And she goes, I'm making a record. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's nice. You know, and I didn't even believe her.
I remember having bouts of the worst depression, especially when I first came here, where I just thought, God, the city's so big, there's so many people, and I don't know anyone. And people would just be rushing by me and shoving me around, and I'll just think, will I ever have any friends? Will I ever, you know what I mean? It's very daunting.
And you've run away from home, really, in one sense, because your dad didn't know you lived, right?
Well, right. I basically came to Manhattan without his permission. I started out with my first band rehearsing in the music building because I was squatting in another building nearby, and I got thrown out because they turned off the electricity and the hot water. I had to move into the music building and live there where I was rehearsing.
With your drummer, who you then chucked because you met someone else in the elevator, right?
Well, there were a lot of cute boys in the building, I have to say.
Because I want to get the boyfriend. I'm more interested in the boyfriend.
Of course you would be. So I think we should go in and check it out. Hi. Okay, so this is the freight elevator, which is not actually the elevator I used to ride up in. Sometimes I did, because I started as a drummer, and this is the elevator I used to park my drums in, break down all the equipment, put it in here.
Right.
Right? So, and, wow. I think this is the room. Wait, we gotta check out the number. 604, yeah. Okay. And,
This is your studio?
well, it's not my studio anymore, but it used to be my studio. And, I mean, this could never have been my studio, actually, because I wouldn't have allowed anybody to smoke cigarettes. Exactly, and there's cigarette butts everywhere. And so I just came in here and I started to live and rehearse all in the same room. There were 3 other people in the band, so we split the costs between us, and then we shared the room with another band. So it was actually split 8 ways. So it wasn't that expensive, and we paid for it with gigs. I mean, mostly we played out in Long Island or New Jersey, don't tell anybody. And we played at some really crap clubs on the Upper West Side. If we were lucky, we got a gig at CBGB's or Max's Kansas City. It was like post Andy Warhol.
And of course, otherwise, you'd had your modeling career.
Yes, I was hoping you wouldn't bring that up. Yeah, I did model. Well, when I first moved to New York, I was a dancer, so I did a lot of modeling, nude modeling. Thank you very much. And I mean, it was really good money and very flexible hours, which is why I chose to do it. It's not because I enjoyed taking my clothes off or anything like that. And
liar.
I did it a lot more when I was a dancer, and then when I decided to become a musician, I kind of fell back on it when I had when I was really desperate and we weren't getting any gigs.
Right.
I would just,
do it as a last resort.
shoot on down to the new school and throw off my clothes.
Right.
And, pose for 3 hours and make some good money and then get back here to rehearse.
So is that how the Playboy photographs came about?
The Playboy photographs, oh, yes. Actually, no. Not from the new school, but what happened is I used to meet a lot of photographers in that school, and then they'd want me to come to their studios and pose for them privately. Of course. Just natural. And so I did that, and a couple of times, I'd go to this guy's house on 7th Street, his apartment, and on the Lower East Side, and we did a few sessions, and, well, the rest is history. Now, it's looking really neat and tidy right now. When I lived here illegally, it was disgusting. See, look at this hallway right here. See how all the graffiti is and everything? This is how every floor looked. It was actually a little bit more interesting than it is, and I've really cleaned it up. Anyway, here we are in the ladies' room.
Oh, someone started out again here. And here we are in the ladies.
Yes, no lock, as you can see. Anyone can peek in through the peephole, not much privacy. So here's the sink. Cold water only. Try not to feel sorry for me. Look, I used to come in here like this, okay?
Hell for shaving anyway, cold water.
Because you can't even turn, you've got to hold the faucet on like that, so you've got to like this. You know what I mean? Like, really embarrassing.